帰ってくるはずの人が帰ってこない。つい数時間前に話した人がこの世からいなくなる。それが事故ではなく、意図的に起こされたことであったとしたら。2022年7月31日午前5時30分、オハイオ州ストロングスビルの郊外で事件は起こりました。当時17歳のマッケンジー・シリーラは、恋人のドミニク・ルッソと友人のデイビアン・フラナガンを乗せ、レンガ造りの建物に衝突しました。マッケンジーは病院に搬送され一命を取り留めましたが、ドミニクとデイビアンはその場で死亡が確認されました。二人の若い命が奪われたこの悲劇は、メディアでも大きく取り上げられました。しかし、この時点では事件ではなく事故として扱われます。2004年8月、マッケンジーはオハイオ州ストロングスビルで、父親のジョンと母親のナタリーの間に3人目の子供として生まれます。明るく活発な女の子であった彼女は溺愛され、甘やかされて育てられます。しかし、成長するにつれ、自己中心的な性格が目立つようになり、自分の思い通りにいかないと癇癪を起こし周りに当たるようになります。周囲からは疎まれるようになりますが、両親は思春期特有の行動であると捉え、大きな問題として認識しませんでした。ですが、彼女の行動は高校に入りさらに悪化し、飲酒だけでなく、ドラッグにも手を出すようになります。また彼女は SNS に没頭し、飲酒や喫煙など挑発的な内容を投稿するようになります。警察は未成年ということで補導や指導をするのみで、大ごとにはなりませんでした。このことが彼女に未成年の特権意識を深く植え付けていきます。マッケンジーは高校で、被害者の一人であるドミニク・ルッソと付き合うようになります。ドミニクは同じく、ストロングスビルで生まれ育ち、厳格な両親と6人の兄弟に囲まれ、厳しくも愛のある家庭で育てられます。彼は明るく誰からも愛される存在で、学校でも常に人気の的でした。地元の大学に進学したドミニクは音楽関係の学部に進み、将来は音楽プロデューサーになることを夢見ていて、20歳の時にはすでに小さなビジネスを始めていました。見た目もいいドミニクは女性からの人気も高かったのですが、女性関係は派手ではなく、一人の女性との長い関係を望んでいました。そんな時にマッケンジーと出会います。マッケンジーの周囲にいる男性とは異なり、礼儀正しく好青年なドミニク。一方、美貌に加え華やかさを兼ね備えたマッケンジー。二人は導かれるように恋に落ちます。関係を深めるのに時間はかからず、すぐに家族公認の交際に発展しました。二人の交際を特にマッケンジーの両親は喜び、彼女をいい方向に導いてくれることを期待していました。二人の関係は街中に知れ渡り、多くの人から応援されていましたが、彼女をよく知る人からはドミニクを心配する声も聞かれました。交際当初は猫をかぶっていたマッケンジー。徐々に本性を表すようになります。ドミニクは周りを意のままにコントロールしようとする彼女に対して違和感を覚えるようになります。交際当初は自分の気を引くための行動だと自分を納得させますが、彼女の行動はエスカレートし、公衆の面前で侮辱的な言葉を浴びせられたり、暴力を振るわれたりすることもありました。ドミニクは我慢の限界に達しマッケンジーと別れますが、その後もくっついたり離れたりを繰り返します。ドミニクを手放したくないマッケンジーは自分の行いを反省し、改善しようとしたこともありました。しかし、根の部分は簡単には変わらないもの。そして、運命を変える出来事が起こります。事件の2週間前、ドライブ中に意見の食い違いが喧嘩に発展しました。自分を抑えることを知らない彼女はまたもや激怒し、このままどこかに衝突してやる、車で引いてやるなどといった、殺害をほのめかす内容の言葉をドミニクにぶつけます。命の危険を感じたドミニクは、助けを求め母親と友人に電話し、運よく友人に迎えに来てもらうことができました。怒りが収まらないマッケンジーは、この関係を最悪の形で終わらせることを計画します。彼女が選択した方法は、ドミニクを車に乗せ心中を図ることでした。彼女は実際に足を運び、最適な場所を見つけ出します。直線の道路があり、人通りが少ない。そして時間は早朝。2022年7月30日。 事件前日、二人は共通の知り合いが主催するパーティーに参加します。マッケンジーは仲睦まじい姿をアピールし、周囲には完全によりを戻したように映りました。そこで二人は一夜を過ごし、彼女はアルコールに加え、違法薬物も摂取しました。2022年7月31日、翌朝、二人が帰宅するために車に乗り込もうとした時に、予想外のことが起こります。同じくパーティーに参加していた、もう一人の被害者、デイビアン・フラナガンが、家まで送ってほしいと二人に頼みます。当然マッケンジーは渋りますが、この後の計画など知る由もないドミニクに押し切られる形で、デイビアンも同情することになりました。デイビアンは幼い頃に薬物中毒の親から施設に保護され、二人の妹と一緒に育ての親であるフラナガン夫妻に養子として引き取られます。デイビアンは誰にでも優しく、友人も多く、みんなから信頼される人物でした。高校ではアメリカンフットボールのランニングバックとして活躍しましたが、彼の夢は理容師になり自分の店を持つことで、専門学校に通う予定でした。しかし、その夢は19歳の若さにして閉ざされてしまいます。二人を乗せた車は、最終目的地に向かって進み出します。マッケンジーは、二人に怪しまれないために制限速度を守り、信号にも従い運転します。そして、交差点を右折したところで一気に加速します。彼女はアクセルを踏み込み、時速160キロに達した車はレンガ造りのビルに衝突。ドミニクとデイビアンは即死。マッケンジーはすぐに病院に運ばれ、数回にわたる手術によって一命を取り留めます。エアバッグとシートベルトが彼女の命を守りました。意識を取り戻したマッケンジーは、犯した過ちの重大さに気づき、医師には事故ではなく、意図的に行ったことを告白します。ですが、医師は麻酔や鎮痛剤の影響による妄想であると判断し、まともに取り合いませんでした。警察もこの時は、飲酒や薬物の影響による事故であると判断します。しかし、入院中に行われた事情聴取で、マッケンジーは、医師に説明した内容とは異なる説明をします。事故の記憶は全くないと。その後、退院したマッケンジーは徐々に回復しますが、彼女に疑いの目を向ける警察は当然捜査を続けます。そして事件からおよそ3ヶ月後の2022年11月4日、マッケンジーは殺人の容疑で逮捕され、11月22日、殺人、暴行、違法薬物所持など12の罪で起訴されます。
Hi, Mackenzie. Step out for me. I'm Detective Jesus. I'm the one who's been investigating the crash. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2. Okay? Nobody's gonna ask you any questions. Nobody's gonna bother you. Can I have your key, please?
Could you please be careful taking this one off so it doesn't break the bracelet, please?
You got it. You got it.
Do you want my notes?
No.
Thank you.
A breaking news alert.
An arrest in a deadly car crash involving two Strongsville high school grads. We've learned now 18-year-old Mackenzie Sharilla, who was in the car during the July 31st crash, has been charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder.
2023年4月、今回の事件に対する罪状認否が行われます。マッケンジーの表情に悲壮感はありません。事件当日は17歳であったため、今までと同じように軽い罪で乗り切れると高をくくっていたように見えます。
Court says not guilty, plea original bonds, continued $500,000 cash surety property, DNA must be submitted. Also, no contact with victim's family. Miss, that means yourself, your friends, your family members may not have any contact with the alleged victim's family's member. Do you understand that? Yes? All right. We'll know Mr. McDonald's been...
2023年7月、裁判が始まります。どちら側も陪審員裁判を要求しなかったため、裁判官による裁判、 ベンチトライアルで進められます。裁判の争点は、マッケンジーに2人を殺害する意思があったかどうか。
While Sharilla says she doesn't remember the minute leading up to the crash, the prosecution is demanding a murder conviction because of evidence presented by experts that the gas pedal on the car was pushed to 100 miles per hour with 100% pressure without any attempts ever to hit the brake. They also pointed to Sharilla's historically hostile behavior toward Russo during their relationship, including audio-recorded threats to key his car, but the defense firmly maintained that many things could have caused this accident. Maybe Sharilla was speeding for fun, lost control of the car while trying to avoid an accident, or a passenger pulled on her steering wheel.
We are really never going to know what happened in that car, much less prove by evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that she purposely drove that car. Purposely. It has to be established that at the time in question, there was present in the mind of Mackenzie a specific intent to cause the death of her boyfriend Dominic Russo and her friend Davian Flanagan.
She controlled that car the whole way. She wants us to think she drove the length of Progress Avenue asleep at the wheel. That she drove down that road that yourself drove down, Your Honor, and that somehow that car magically steered itself into that wall.
弁護側はあくまで殺害する意思がなかったことを主張し、母親も2017年に意識を失ったことがあると証言します。一方検察側は、右折するまでは交通ルールを守っていたことを理由に、事故ではなく殺害する意思があったと主張します。また、事件の数日前の同時間帯に、事件現場付近を車で通るマッケンジーの姿が監視カメラに捉えられていて、これも証拠として提出されました。2023年8月14日、判決が言い渡されます。
And your decisions forever rob Dominic and Davion of the futures that they had before them. The video clearly shows the purpose and intent of the defendant. She chose a course of death and destruction that day. Exhibit 802 crystallizes the deadly decision-making of the defendant. She morphs from a responsible driver to literal hell on wheels as she makes her way down the street. Mackenzie alone made the decision to drive the car, to drive an obscure route, a route she visited a few days before, and a route not routinely taken by her. Mackenzie alone decided to push the pedal to the floor and demand the ultimate speed of that vehicle to 90 to 100 miles per hour. Whether or not she intended to also kill herself is a matter of speculation that have no relevance to the weighing of the evidence in this case. The totality of the evidence clearly demonstrates that Mackenzie Sharilla acted purposely and intentionally in the early morning hours of July 31st, 2022, and her purpose was to kill Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan. No reasonable fact finder could view the totality of this evidence in this case and come to any other conclusion. Her actions were controlled, methodical, deliberate, intentional, and purposeful. This was not reckless driving. This was murder. Court renders the following verdicts. Count 1. The court, having had count 1 tried to it pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Sharilla, guilty of murder, to wit Dominic Russo, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.02a, is charged in count 1. Count 2. The court, having had count 2 tried to it pursuant to waiver, finds the defendant, Mackenzie Sharilla, guilty of murder, to wit Davion Flanagan, in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.02a, is charged in count 2 of the indictment. Count 3.
ドミニクとデイビアンを殺害する意思があったと判断されました。罪状認否の時点では、事の重大さに気づいていない様子でしたが、徐々にマッケンジーの表情は変わっていきました。また、傍聴席に座るマッケンジーの家族にとっても、辛い瞬間であったに違いありません。マッケンジーは、12のすべての罪で有罪となりました。 判決後、デイビアンの両親は次のように語ります。
There's not a day that goes by that we don't miss our son, and justice was served for him today. But honestly, there's no winners here. There's no winners here today.
2023年8月21日、量刑を決める量刑審理が行われます。
In summarizing these, they describe her as a good student and a loving and caring person, and that she could never do something like this. And they continually, despite the verdict, refer to this as an accident, an unfortunate accident, and tell you that she is also a victim. Shortly after the crash, Strongsville police were notified that they had received concerning emails from the community that the defendant and her mother were seeking employment with the Los Angeles modeling agency. Kenzie Shirilla said to Vitali, "Thank you for the comment. I would love to work with you guys. I've been emailing you guys a lot. Such a great opportunity. Thank you." Halloween of last year, again, still before being charged, Mackenzie Shirilla celebrated Halloween with her friends at Ohio University.
He made friends easily with his infectious smile. He was a gifted athlete. He had plans to go to barber school and open his own shop. Davion was adopted with his sisters from foster care. They are biological siblings. We are honored to be chosen, or to have been chosen, to be their parents. So many dreams shattered, a future stolen. We will never get to see the amazing man that he was surely to become.
Davion was my older brother. The passing of Davion Markel Flanagan has been very difficult for me. I don't want this pain for anyone else. I don't want people to have to go through this. As an 18-year-old, I hate the fact that he has gone because someone decided to take his life. Now that Davion is gone, I feel stuck. I feel as if I can't move forward. I feel lost. He was the one who picked me up when I fell. He was my best friend and the only person that has stayed with me since I was born. I would like you to give Mackenzie the longest possible sentence. I've known her for about 3 years, and as she's always taken the easy way out. You shouldn't be able to take the easy way out when it comes to murder. It's completely unfair that no matter what sentence you give her, she will be eligible for parole, while my brother will be gone forever. Thank you, Your Honor.
But what Dave, Tom, Nick, and Davion lost can never be remedied in any way or by any particular sentence. July 31st, 2022, I called Mackenzie's mother, hysterical with the loss of my son and Davion. I knew Mackenzie was in the hospital, and the first statement said to me was, "Oh, please don't listen to what everyone's saying on Facebook." Yeah, my son is dead, his friend is dead, and I'm checking on yours. Yet social media is what's important. No one can imagine the pain of losing a child unless they have lost one themselves. The pain is forevermore. Time does not heal this wound. Mackenzie, going to prison because you did this. Be thankful that you're still alive and have a future, whatever that may be. Dom and Davion were robbed of their futures, their hopes, and their dreams.
That I'm broken, sad, and lost, and my heart hurts for everyone, okay? Davion was her new friend, and Dom was the love of her life, and he was part of our family, okay? I'm just so sorry that this happened, and we're heartbroken, okay? And then, Your Honor, this was a terrible, tragic nightmare accident to have happened that she has no memory of, and she will never emotionally or physically recover from it. She almost died too. And we're asking that you please not run the sentence as consecutive. He was family and we all loved each other. Halloween, for 3 months after the accident, she would only wear his clothes. She would only eat the snacks he ate. She would only listen to the music he wrote, okay? She was laying in bed for 3 months crying. There was a shrine of him next to her with photos. And so I told her, I said, baby, please go. It's Halloween. You've been laying for 3 months crying, only listening to his music. Please go have just a moment of fun, a moment of fun. So we told her to go. My husband drove her. I brought her back home. She just needed a second of fun from losing her whole world, So that was us. We told her to go. What was the other thing?
I'm hearing an awful lot about your daughter. I'm not hearing very much about the 2 dead people.
Dominic, okay, I'm asking you for leniency because this was a tragic accident that she does not remember. And Davion, he's a new friend. And I'm so sorry.
What does that mean? His life is worthless?
No. God, no, not at all. They all loved each other. They all spent every day together.
The families of Dom and Davion, I'm so deeply sorry. I hope one day you can see I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken. I love Dom and Davion. We were all friends and Dom was my soulmate. I wish I could take all your pain away. And I'm so sorry. And to my family, thank you for the support and all the love you guys give. Thank you for fighting with me. I love you all so much. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you.
今回の裁判では、刑期の長さにも注目が集まりました。2人の命が奪われていて、その2つの罪を連続で執行するのか、それとも同時に執行するのかによって、マッケンジーの運命は大きく変わってきます。
Today is the sentencing of the defendant for the purposeful and intentional murders of Davion Flanagan and Dominic Rousseau. The defendant controlled all the events. She chose the day. Specifically, she chose a date just before her 18th birthday. She chose to drive the car, the time to drive the car. She chose an obscure, previously scouted route through an industrial parkway. She chose the target to hit and the victims. She chose the means and the method to follow through. And she planned and purposefully executed the events of July 31st, 2022. Her mother's uncorroborated statements without any medical testimony or records is not persuasive. It is also important to remember that even if Mackenzie intended to also die in this crash, that is irrelevant. A failed suicide attempt is not a defense to murder. There's only one person who's responsible for the pain of everyone in this room, and that person is you, Mackenzie. The difficulty for sentencing today, honestly, is whether or not I believe you should get consecutive sentences. I'm troubled that should I give you a concurrent sentence, that people will believe that somehow I'm being disrespectful to one of the victims. And on the other hand, I have to weigh the punishment. There's a very good likelihood, Mackenzie, that you will spend the rest of your life in prison. That won't be up to me. That will be up to the parole board, and that will be up to you to a great extent. I understand that the pain in this room wants me to impose the harshest sentence, but I don't believe that would be the appropriate sentence, because I do believe that Mackenzie will not be out in 15 years. So she's sentenced on count 2, the murder of Davion Flanagan, 15 years to life. She's sentenced on count 1, the murder of Dominic Rousseau, 15 years to life, to be served concurrent to each other, with credit for time served.
裁判の結果、2つの罪を同時に執行する判決が下され、最短15年から最長終身刑の刑が言い渡されました。仮釈放申請は15年後までできず、一般的に1度目の申請で仮釈放が認められる可能性は低いとされています。2人の命を奪ったことに対して15年は軽すぎるとの批判もあり、デイビアンの両親は次のように述べています。
I'll be honest. It stung a bit at first. It took us some time to kind of step back and really process that. There's 2 individuals in that vehicle that passed. 30 probably would have been more appropriate.
It was a little bit, it took your breath away a little bit to hear that it was not going to be 30, because, which 15 is she serving? Is she serving 15 for Dominic, or is she serving 15 for Davion? You
start doing math.
You start doing
trying to figure it out, and that's not.
It doesn't work out that way.
Honestly, just kind of